Hey guys, Brett Messmer here from Technical Taekwondo. In today's video we are going to be talking about using a stomp to increase the power in your individual strikes. Whether this is blocking, striking, kicking, you can use the stomp to increase power. I'm going to show you how we do that. This is something that's not really given to colored belt ranks. They got enough on their plate. This is something that's really explored after first degree black belt. So I said the problem with stomping is it does tend to telegraph your motions. The easiest application of this concept is kicking, rebounding off the floor, and counterattacking immediately. This is probably something that many of you already do, but kick down. So you want to use the floor to bounce your foot off and drive back up. So don't set your foot down, stomp down and bounce up. I'll pick the leg up and then I'll bounce into the pivot. Okay, so 1, 2, and again, dumping that bottom foot, pivoting that heel on the bounce and extending the reach. If I want to follow up with a second shot, I need to get my foot down to the ground as quickly as possible. So if I hit, down, hit, it's just kind of slow. If I throw it down a little faster, that's better. But if I kick, stomp the ground, and come back up, you're going to find it's going to change the rhythm a little bit. It's going to add some power. Okay, it's a little bit different, and you can see that. So that's the lead leg. And you can do that side kicks, side kick hook kicks, side kick roundhouse, whatever combination that you want to do. But you want to think of your leg as a spring and bounce off the ground. Another option is to be stomping with the back leg. Okay, so I'm actually going to stomp the ground with my left foot and bounce up my right foot. It's a little different at first, but you got to remember when we're actually applying this, we're going to be stepping back, stomp, and then firing the kick. One of the main things that you got to remember when you're adding it into your sparring is these stomp motions are going to be a big telegraph. Whether I stomp with the lead foot and kick with the lead foot, so 1, 2, that's a huge telegraph. Everyone's going to see that. So you have to figure out how to hide it. I step back, stomp the ground, coming back. I switch feet, stomp the ground. Whatever you need to do to hide that stomp motion. So you have to kind of hide it in what you're doing. See people stomp the ground as a feint. If that is one of the feints that you use, you can set it up. You can use that feint and use that as an attack. If you were to pop a lead leg, drive it down and then pop it up again. Same thing. Back leg, I kick down and bounce, slam your foot on the ground and bounce back up into position. These type of actions are going to help you conceal that stomp. If I'm stepping back to avoid an attack and I step back to counter strike, that's a perfect time to stomp the ground, because not only is it adding power, it's also changing the rhythm at which I'm moving. If I step back and counter, or launch off the ground, or stomp the ground on the way back, it makes my motion just a little bit faster. It changes that rhythm just a little bit. But stomping and driving up. So, 1, 2. It's a different rhythm, it's a different action. You can do the same thing off the lead leg. If the attack comes in and I step back, stomp the ground, pick up the opposite leg for the counter. So 1, 2. Sorry. You can also get more power by stomping on any other kick as well. So if I'm in tight and I step back to stomp, I can throw that turning kick or the roundhouse kick, and I'll get more power on it. The other one we got for you is step up, feet together, and then kick. There's another video we have where we kind of got more detail on this, but step up, stomp on the ground. So basically in fighting stance, I'm stepping up, feet together, and then from here my weight is transferred. I can kick with either leg. step up, kick with the left, or I can step up and kick with the right. It's just a different way of throwing it, but the weight is transferred and there's power in either leg. And if I add that stomp, it adds even just a little bit more. I can also do the stomp when I change feet. Whether I'm doing a half switch, I can do it out of a bounce where it's 1, 2. But if I want to magnify the power, I'll drop my weight a little bit more, stomp off that back foot, and get a little bit more drive on it. And again, you can see that it changes the rhythm just slightly. Same thing when I switch feet. I'm going to double stomp. So 1, 2. And now we're coming in with the jump turning kick. And this is kind of where we go back into the Semen stuff, which is really what triggered this whole idea to begin with. I'm switching feet, and on that jump, I stomp. Use that rebound to come back in for that jump. And I'm not jumping super high, I don't need to. But 1, 2. This also works really well on the retreat, where when my opponent attacks, I bunny hop, stomp the ground with both feet, compress the legs, and then launch myself straight up and let them run into it. And I can do this with front kick, cut kick, side kick, whatever you want to use, but I'm not jumping into them, jumping straight up. So 1, 2, and just pop that with a nice clean jump. I can just avoid an attack. Attack comes in, I jump off the line so I can cut an angle. Instead of bunny hopping backwards, I bunny hop to the side. And again, stomping the ground and hitting them on an angle as they come in. I can also do this as I change feet. So I jump, stomp into the switch feet off at an angle. So 1, 2. And again, jumping, coming back with that rear leg. One thing you may want to make sure that you're doing when you're executing these jumps, that it's not 1, 2. When I'm landing these jumps, so I can spring off the ground immediately, both feet need to strike the ground at the same time. 1, 2, and ricocheting or bouncing off the floor immediately with your attack. I want to interrupt this video for a special announcement. We have a martial art training seminar hosted by my instructor, Grandmaster Grove, coming out of October 11th and 12th, 2025. We are located in Portage, Indiana, which is south of Chicago. It is a weekend seminar, Saturday and all day Sunday. So if you would like to get more of this type of information, please go to risingstartaekwondo.com, register for this event, get yourself locked in. I just want to invite some of my friends that I haven't met yet, and let's just go ahead and get back to the video. But this concept of adding these stomps is not really a new idea. It's just one of these things that's just been passed up, and it's been forgotten. I haven't used it in a long time. This is just another one of those things that I don't think should be forgotten. Not many people talk about it or even know about it, but adding these stomps is definitely going to increase your power just a little bit. When it comes to executing the different blocks or strikes, with adding the stomp for additional power, you have to figure out when to use this. You can add this concept into pretty much any form that you're doing. It's going to alter the rhythm, but it's going to increase the power doing it. First time I really played with this was in Kumgan, when you're coming for those mountain blocks and you're stomping the ground. If you're not getting that knee up and cranking that through and stomping the ground, block really doesn't have the same impact. It's almost a totally different block. Also in Kumgan, you have that downward knife hand where you're coming in and chopping down at an angle, dropping into back stance. You can also add the stomp in Taeguk Yukjan, where you're stepping back into back stance and bringing that hand. So instead of just stepping and blocking, time it where all hits at the same time and add a little bit of stomp. See if that doesn't add any power to your motions. I also have a video that I've done on an alternate way to do Taeguk Chilshan, where you're adding these stomping motions. So when you start off Taekwondo Chilchan, instead of just turning into cat stance, you're actually going 1, 2. And it changed the dynamic of the entire form. Whether you're stomping, if you're altering the way that you're doing Taekwondo Chilchan, or if you're going to be doing board breaking and you want to add a little bit of power. So this is something that you can easily start incorporating into your board breaking training or your power hitting training, and see if it makes any difference. And then once you figure that out, then start figuring out how to use it in your sparring. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, God bless and keep on kicking.